Morning everyone, welcome to our Gyan Jyoti online classes. So today we will discuss about what the chapter name, the fifth chapter of our geography section. The chapter name is what? Agriculture typology, or what in simple you can say words, different types of agriculture what practiced in our country. Got it? So you can say this is a very easy chapter for us. Okay, we have to study about different kinds of or different types of agriculture methods. Got it? So here is some name of different kind of what agriculture, different types of agriculture. The subsistence agriculture, shifting cultivation, what sedentary agriculture, intensive subsistence agriculture, then nomadic herding, commercial farming, then extensive agriculture, mixed farming and plantation farming. Okay, in commercial farming, listen one more thing. In commercial farming, extensive agriculture, mixed farming, then you can say plantation farming. Okay, this kind of you can say farming methods are included in commercial farming. Okay, because what in commercial farming, the crops or you can say the grains are produced for only commercial use, for economic benefit. But in what subsistence agriculture, what comprise of shifting cultivation, sedentary agriculture, intensive subsistence farming, nomadic herding. Okay, these agricultures are only you can say practiced for consumption. Got it? And in commercial farming, what this kind of farming methods are only on use for economic purposes. Got it? So let's start the chapter from factors affecting agriculture. As we have already know about that, what India is a agricultural country. Okay, many Indians are dependable of you can say upon agricultural work, agricultural activities. Most of the you can say Indians are the farmers. They are belong to farmers category, and their main occupation is the, what farming. Got it? So let's discuss about factors affecting agriculture. What are the factors that affected agriculture? That agriculture is influenced by three factors: physical, technological, economical, and social and cultural. You can say physical, techno-economic, and socio-cultural. Okay? These factors are largely variable both in space and time. The major components of physical environment which affect agriculture are land, terrain, climate, natural vegetation, or you can say what? A forest also, and soil. So soil is the base through which plants get their basic requirements. Therefore, the type of soil directly affects agriculture system and system of farming. Yes, it is fact that soil is one of the most important factors that affect the agriculture system. Okay. So techno-economic factors such as irrigation, then modern implements, modern farm implements mean modern machinery equipments that are used in agricultural sector, chemical fertilizers, new variety of seeds, or you can say HYV, high yielding variety seeds, okay, have not only minimized the role of physical factors but have brought a revolution in different facts of agriculture, especially in farming types and its production. So the modern way of irrigation facilities, okay, modern machinery equipments, after that chemical and fertilizers, okay, these are the category in techno-economic factors. Got it? After that, socio-cultural factors like religion, caste, politics, culture, labor, etc. also play what deciding role in agricultural system and practices. As the result of all these various systems of agriculture are found in the world. A brief account of some of these along with their characteristics is given here. So let's discuss about what different types of agricultural method. So let's discuss about the different types of what agricultural method. The first one is subsistence agriculture. Okay, so subsistence agriculture is the type of farming in which crops are grown strictly for the consumption of the cultivating household. Okay, so in what subsistence farming, in subsistence agriculture, okay, the crops or you can say the grains are grown strictly for the consumption, okay, of the cultivating household. The yields are low and the farmer is generally poor. Okay, that's why the farmers strictly grown the crops for their daily consumption only. This type of agriculture may be a shifting or sedentary nature. Okay, means what? Shifting, sedentary. Okay, this is the kind of subsistence agriculture. Okay, so move on to that. What is shifting cultivation? Okay, which is in the category of subsistence agriculture. So it is known as also as slash and burn agriculture. In most of the primitive tribal societies of the world, this type of agriculture is still practiced. So this type of, you can say, slash and burn agriculture mostly you can say mostly practiced in remote areas, in forest areas, okay, in natural valleys. The tribal people, they are mostly practice this type of or follow this type of farming method. Okay, this type of agriculture is still practiced, is a primitive type of farming in which a piece of land covered with forest or bushes is cleared by slashing the trees or cutting the trees and burning the bushes, and there is cultivated for several years till the natural fertility of the soil is exhausted. Okay, first the farmers, they are, you can say, cutting down the trees. After that, they, you can say, they put fire into the bushes. After that, they clear the areas and what do farming activities there. Okay, after some year when the you can say soil lost its natural fertility, then the farmers you can say they you can say they left the farming land, and after that they will go to another area. Then what, another patch of forest is then selected for farming and is treated likewise. Mostly root crops and coarse grains are cultivated. The crops grown are generally yams, cassava, then tapioca, then manioc, then corns, millets and rice. Crops are sown, and when they are ready, they are harvested and stored for what? Consumption. Since after every 3 or 4 years, the location of the fields changes. It is called shifting cultivation. It is practiced on forest land and leads to deforestation and soil erosion. Okay, you can say these are the bad impact of shifting cultivation, that it leads to deforestation, because in that methods of farming, the trees are cutting down by the farmers, and soil erosion. Therefore, it is a practice that must be discouraged. Okay, then after shifting cultivation or slash and burn cultivation, what? Sedentary agriculture. This type of agriculture is associated with farming communities that have sedentary behavior and do not shift the site of their agriculture. Hence, farming is practiced on the same piece of land on permanent basis. Okay. After a few years of successive cultivation, the soil is allowed to regain its lost fertility either through what? Fallowing or by crop rotation. Fallow lands are those lands that are left uncropped for several cropping seasons in order to allow them to what? Regain their fertility naturally. So in what? Sedentary cultivation or sedentary you can say agriculture, the community, the particular community, okay, they are rapidly doing, you can say, farming in that some piece of land. After what the land, you can say, lose its fertility, okay, they left the land for some years. After the, you can say, after some years, the soil regain its fertility and the farmers come back to, you can say, that particular land, and they will start, you can say, start their farming, start their agriculture, you can say, practice in that land. In crop rotation, selective varieties of crops are grown in succession on the same piece of land. The lost nutrients of soil are recovered, and after the cycle is completed, the soil becomes fertile for the same crop which was first grown. Nowadays, sedentary agriculture is practiced almost everywhere because you can say lack of farming land, lack of agricultural land. This type of sedentary agriculture is practiced everywhere of our country. Okay. Then intensive subsistence agriculture. Intensive. The third one is intensive subsistence agriculture. In this type of agriculture, 2 or more crops a year are grown on the same farm. This is done under the increasing pressure of population on a subsistence basis. In subsistence basis, the size of land holding is small and the number of persons to be fed is large. So in intensive subsistence agriculture, okay, mostly practiced in, you can say, canal areas where the irrigation facility is familiar, okay. In that area, in that region, the intensive subsistence agriculture is practiced, okay, and it is practiced for the, you can say, to feed the high population. Suppose in a family there are, you can say, 4 members, okay. So the requirement of food grain is you can see is very low to the 4 person. After the family members will grow to the 10 number of 10 or 12, then you can say it will be compulsory to everyone to you can say to feed. That's why what they need more food grains. Got it? So in that case, the intensive what subsistence agriculture you can say is correct. So in you can say in where the irrigation facility or water supply facility is familiar, okay, in that region both seasonal farming and through the water facility they are doing what intensive subsistence agriculture. Then there are no hard labor and what mechanization of agriculture is low. Intensive subsistence agriculture is practiced in what densely populated parts of the world like Southeast Asian countries, India, China, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Japan, etc. Okay, because the population, you can say, the country has, you can say, large population. Okay, that's why in India, China, Japan, Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka, Pakistan, okay, the intensive subsistence agriculture what most liked farming methods in that region. Got it? Then nomadic herding. It is mainly practiced in arid and semi-arid region of Sahara, in desert area, and you can say in dry area, Central Asia and some part of India like Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir, where what you can say where the farming methods, you can say the agriculture is not possible. Okay, in that region the nomadic herding you can say activities are practiced in Sahara, in Central Asia, in some parts of India like in Jammu Kashmir, in Rajasthan. Okay, in nomadic herding, the herdsmen move from one place to other with their animals for fodder and water along a defined route. This movement is in response to suffer terrain and changing climate conditions. Camel, then sheep, yak and goats are generally reared. They are the main source of milk and milk products to the what herders and their families. Okay, so what? In which region the agriculture activities are not possible? In that case, in that region, the you can say the herding, the animals rearing, you can say the nomadic herding, okay, is practiced in the, what? In nomadic herding, what? The you can say the herders, okay, they keep what sheep, then yak, goat, okay, this type of animals, and they you can say they always travel what one place to another place because of climatic condition, okay, and this type of you can say and the animals, okay, the animals, they you can say they have camel, sheep, yak and goats, okay, they are the main source of milk and milk product to the herders and their families. Got it? After that, what? The commercial farming. The commercial farming. So in commercial farming, extensive agriculture, mixed farming and plantation farming, what are combined in commercial farming. Okay. In subsistence farming, shifting cultivation and sedentary agriculture. Okay, it comprises with subsistence farming, because in subsistence farming or in shifting cultivation or you can say sedentary cultivation, the crops or you can say the grains are only cultivated for consumption. But in commercial farming, okay, the product or the crops are only grown for what? Economic purposes, for gaining money. Got it? So this type of farming is mainly done for commercial use. These crops are grown are mainly for sale in the market. It is done on large lands and requires large investments. Got it? So the first one, extensive agriculture. Extensive agriculture is a type of farming that is practiced what? Solely with commercial purpose. The bulk of the agriculture produce is exported. The size of the land holdings may be as large as several thousand hectares. So in extensive agriculture, you can say the quantity of the land is very large. Approximately, you can say in case of extensive agriculture, it may be what? 1,000 hectares. Most of the agro products are market oriented and may also include food grains like wheat. It is a highly mechanized type of farming, okay, with small use of labor. Hence, per capita production is high as the total production is large. The states of Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, prairies of the USA and Canada, okay, the steppes, the prairies, okay, these are the natural vegetation and forest areas of Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, USA, Canada, the pampas of Argentina and the downs of Australia are ideal for extensive agriculture. The steppes, in steppes we can find the small bosses are there, in prairies also, in pampas also. So this area, as you can say, these areas are very much you can say favorable for extensive agriculture. These parts are considered the granaries of the world. Wheat is the leading crop, followed by other crops like corn, barley, oats, cotton, rye and oilseeds. So these are the, you can say some products, some crops which are, you can say, grown in extensive agriculture method in large areas. Okay. So in extensive agriculture or in extensive farming, okay, the large areas are required and the crops are grown in what? Extensive farming methods or extensive agricultures are corn, barley, oats, cotton, rye and oilseeds. Okay. Then move on to the mixed farming. Okay, mixed farming, you can say mixed farming is also categorized in commercial farming. In mixed farming is that type of agriculture in which more than one crop is grown at the same time over the same piece of land. Okay, in same land, what more than one crop means there are maybe two types or three types are grown at the same time. Got it? What cereals are grown along with root crops such as potatoes, turnips, yams, sugar beet, tobacco and fodder crops. This provides greater security to the farmer than cultivating a single crop over a large area. In mixed farming, multiple crops are grown on farms while allied agricultural activities like rearing of milk, cattle, sheep and goats, beekeeping, sericulture and poultry farming are also simultaneously adopted. This is done in order to supplement the income from the sale of a variety farm products. This type of farming is practiced throughout the world both on subsistence and commercial scales. So in most in most places of the world, this mixed farming methods are mixed farming method is practiced by the farmers because they have the security from another from another crop. If grown 2 or 3 varieties of crop from a single piece of land at a time, then economically by economic purpose he gain more money or more currency from mixed farming because there is a security of different types of crop. So in multiple crops are grown on farms while allied agricultural activities like rearing of milk cattle, sheep and goats, beekeeping, sericulture and poultry farming. This sheep and goats, rearing, cattle rearing, poultry farming. These activities are also categorized in commercial farming. After that, the plantation agriculture. It is originally started by the British, French and Dutch. The plantation agriculture method. The purpose was to grow cash crops in order to develop agricultural resource of tropical countries that have hot and humid climatic conditions. Plantations are spread over vast areas, large areas, and also need large labor force to work on them. Some plantation crops are rubber, tea, cotton, sugarcane, coffee, cocoa, pineapple, banana, hemp and jute. In our areas also, the plantation agriculture practiced by the farmer in our local areas. Many farmers grown the commercial crop like cotton, sugarcane, then banana. The size of farm varies from 40 hectare to 60,000 hectare. 40 hectare in Malaysia, 60,000 hectare in Liberia. In plantation agriculture, the vast area needed, the vast area, large area needed. So in spite of price fluctuation in international markets, plantation agriculture is a profitable venture or profitable business. Profitable agriculture cultivation. Tea plantations are largely concentrated in Sri Lanka, India and China, while coffee plantations are chiefly found in Sri Lanka, India, Liberia, Arabia and Brazil. Rubber plantations are to be found in Brazil, Indonesia, Malaysia, India, Sri Lanka, while sugarcane plantations are concentrated in Cuba, Australia, India, Indonesia and Mauritius. So in this country, the plantation agriculture is followed by the farmers of the countries. Then the plantations are now managed by the local masters of the independent state. Then dairy farming.
Dairy farming is an industry in which large number of cattle heads are bred for obtaining milk and milk products. This is practiced mainly in those parts of the world where the climate is cool and humid and can support the production of grass and fodder crops for cattle. It is mainly practiced in the USA, Canada, Russia, Austria, New Zealand, the Netherlands, Belgium, Finland, France and Switzerland. Okay, the dairy farming. About 30% of the total milk production in the world comes from Europe, Russia, America, Australia and New Zealand. Means the dairy farming are mostly, you can say, practiced in Europe, Russia, America, Australia and New Zealand. India has also made much progress in the development of the dairy industry. The White Revolution in 1917. Okay, remember this thing, the White Revolution. Okay, which you can say was took place in 1970 in the field of milk, in the field of dairy production. Enhanced milk production in India, Amul in Gujarat and government cooperative schemes have led to the tremendous increase in milk production after White Revolution. In today's world, due to the development of fast transportation together with improved refrigeration technology, distance is no bar on the geographical location of dairy farms. This has commercialized dairy farming in India. However, in the days when transportation was not efficient, refrigeration facilities for milk and milk products were not up to the mark, and preservation technology were not highly reliable. Dairy farming was largely practiced in area surrounding the urban center, as they provided a ready market for these perishable products. So, in the field of dairy farming, after White Revolution, after 1970, the technological field of India was also developed, and it also gave benefit to dairy farming. Many technologies were used nowadays. Also, the many technologies are used for the development of dairy, you can say, dairy production in India. Got it? So you can say these are the agriculture typology. The different types of methods are followed by the farmers to do farming activities, like subsistence farming, where the farmers, you can say, cultivated the crops are grown only on for daily consumptions. Okay, the shifting cultivation and sedentary agriculture. In shifting cultivation, the people, or you can say the farmers, were cutting down generally it practiced in natural vegetation areas, in remote areas. Okay, the farmers were cutting down of trees. They put fire into buses. After that, they clear the, you can say, areas for cultivation, and they practice shifting. They practice or they do farming activities there. After that, the land, you can say, lose her fertility. After that, they were shifted to another area. In sedentary agriculture, the farming community, okay, they rapidly, you can say, grown crop in a single piece of land for a long time. When the soil, you can say, lost its fertility, okay, after that you can say they stop the farming activities there. After few years, okay, when you can say soil gain its natural fertility, after that they will start the farming activities in that particular land. Okay, so mostly the sedentary agriculture, okay, practiced in everywhere of the world, and you can say one of the most important factors for sedentary agriculture is the high population or population explosion. Okay, then intensive subsistence. In intensive subsistence, okay, you can say intensive substances, the nomadic having, and intensive substances, the small areas are needed for the farming. Okay, after that, the commercial farming, in commercial farming, you can say the large areas are needed. Okay, and in commercial farming, commercial crop like you can say coffee, then sugarcane, after that cotton, jute, rubber. Okay, these types of crops are you can say cultivated in commercial farming method for only on gain economic economic benefit. Okay, then in commercial farming, what the extensive agriculture, mixed farming, and plantation farming are categorized. In extensive farming, okay, the large areas are needed. Okay, large areas or vast areas are needed for what grown crop like what cotton, rubber, jute, then sugarcane, etc. And it also you can say extensive in agriculture in extensive farming method. What large areas are needed also. What the labors you can say the skilled labors are also needed in the case. Then mixed farming. Mixed farming means what two or more types crops are grown in a single piece of land in a single time. And in mixed farming, you can say the farmer can easily gain economic benefit. Got it? After that, the plantation farming in you can say in many regions, many places of world, the plantation farming or plantation you can say agriculture is practiced, because in plantation farming or plantation you can say agriculture, here is also what vast areas are needed, large you can say large farming land are needed, and also what large number of laborers are needed. Okay, so these are the you can say extensive agriculture, mixed farming, plantation farming, dairy farming. Okay, these are only practiced for what economic growth, economic benefit. That's why you can say the mixed farming, plantation farming, or dairy farming is the you can say is the category of commercial farming. Okay, so this is all about what agriculture typology, or you can say different kind of agricultural method practiced the farmers of the world. In our next class, okay, we will discuss about the major crops. Okay, major crops like you can say rice. Okay, after that wheat, then you can say sugarcane, cotton, jute, tea, coffee. Okay, then rubber. Okay, this type of you can say crops are you can say grown in to follow up this type of agriculture typology or this type of farming methods. In our next class, we will briefly discuss about the major types of crops which are you can say cultivated through this type of farming methods. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.